Wes, that's a good team, and you beat them by 32 points. How'd you do it?
Well, I mean, I give our guys a lot of credit. It helps when you make shots and the ball goes in. Of course, that's going to energize your group. You make 17 threes. That's an impactful thing. But I mentioned it, right after the game. Our overall focus from not just start to finish, but it started this morning. There was just a heightened level of attention to detail, and we didn't do a whole lot, but we knew we were going to have to throw different things, at their guys because they are such a prolific offensive team that it's going to be a little different. And the fact that they could, kind of retain it and apply it, it's a great sign. It's some things we haven't really done a ton of, and there were some new things. I'm not going to necessarily say what those were, but the fact that we were able to, go out and apply them and do it at a high level, I thought it was very impactful.
You guys have now won 4 of 5. It's the best stretch you've had in a couple months. What's been the winning formula recently?
I mean, it's easy to say when the ball goes in, but we've done a decent job defensively over this stretch. But I think a lot of that is our ball movement, which has helped our overall offensive efficiency. Another night we've had 30 plus assists. That's a winning formula. Everybody's touching it, the ball's moving, and when that happens, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And it's just a mentality, and I think our guys are buying into it, and it's paid dividends.
Wes, with moving the ball around, you kind of mentioned, just the attention to detail there. I think you guys were only credited with 9 turnovers, and there was that bad stretch at the end of the third. For the most part, you guys protected the ball well. What was the key to that?
Well, there was. I mean, I think there were like 4 possessions there, and thankfully they were all dead ball turnovers. So you didn't really pay the price that you sometimes fall into with the live ball turnovers. But no, I just think it's of course we talk about it, and a lot of it's our spacing, the timing, or lack thereof that usually lends to those turnovers. And that stretch of turnovers, there was no one trying to press the issue. They're trying to make plays for each other, and you had a bad bounce, maybe a mistimed pass, but it wasn't anything where guys are playing in crowds or we weren't necessarily organized. But the fact that we could recover from that was a good sign. We didn't let it linger. We think next play, we were able to regroup.
Tonight was the most points that KCP scored as a Wizard. I mean, what did you make of his performance tonight?
We got going early, and he didn't force the issue. He just took advantage of the shots that were presented to him. And then once he sees a couple go in, now he's shooting into a big basket. And he's had nights like that throughout his career. You get hot like that, it's good to take a heat check, and the ball keeps going in. Those are great momentum plays for us, and they're back-breaking for the defense.
Was this one of Rui's better games?
I think he's had, a number of really solid, from start to finish performances. Obviously scored the ball, he shot it well, but he's just falling right into the same mindset of, the ball movement, finding the next man, being decisive with, when the ball finds him, he's not holding it. And I like his level of aggression.
Porzingis, 24 points and 9 rebounds in 30 minutes against his former team. You talked about this morning, the team felt charged up. So my question, what was in the meetings and how ready you or how, I guess, do you think he is to get that win against his former team?
I'm sure, anyone would be happy to, beat the team that you felt, traded you or whatever, happens like that. It's just a natural emotion. But the bigger picture was he didn't let that consume him. He was concerned with team play. The fact that it didn't override, the fact that it was us versus them, not him versus them, which is a sign of maturity that, he didn't go out and he wasn't pressing. He didn't try to, do too much and get himself in trouble. He let it come to him. He knew that he was going to be a big part of what we do. But, from the beginning of the game, it was all about us.
What do you make of Corey's plus 30?
That's a heck of a number. And granted, he's out there and had great runs. So, but he's a part of that. Whether it's his shot making, his ball movement, and defensively, he did it. I thought a really good job. We tasked him with guarding Luka at times, and that's not an easy feat for anyone. Of course, it's a 5-man coverage, but if you're the guy on the ball, it garners a lot of attention. Him, Pope, Denny, even Rui, all of them got a crack at it. But sending different bodies or waves of bodies, to to Luka is important. He still had 36 points. So it just shows you the caliber of player that he is. But I thought overall Corey was great.
Neil.
They're going to be a full roster by this. Oh, sorry.
So KP has always talked about when he got here first, everybody welcomed him, with full arms, everything like that. Do you think that the focus the team showed, just knowing that, okay, this is his former team, do you think that had any carryover effect to just the result tonight?
I'm sure it did. I mean, it wasn't on full display. I don't think it was one of those things where guys felt pressure to, do anything more but I think we all know. And I think a lot of those guys have been in that situation. So they understand the value of that and what that means to a player, to a teammate. So I'm sure it played in some part.
And I know still somewhat a bit of a small sample size for Denny and his three-point shooting, but in this past, say 7 to 10 game stretch where he is shooting it well, do you think that's kind of more true to who he can be as a shooter?
No, I hope so. I mean, and it's not by accident. It puts a lot of time in it. A lot of extra work before and after practice. Not just, spot shots, but, off the move and kind of, making sure he breaks down and his form is consistent. I think he's just shooting it with a level of confidence, and that's a big piece for him.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Coach, that's it. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, have a good night. Appreciate you.
KCP, season high for you, tied a career high 4 straight games with 20-plus points. What's been working for you lately?
Just playing free. The ball is moving. It's not sticking just with one person. I think this is the second night we've had, I want to say 30-plus assists, something like that. Just been good. The ball is moving. Everybody's out there just having fun playing for each other.
Speaking of playing for each other, what was it like to get KP the win against the team that traded him just a couple months ago?
Oh, it was great. I told him before after they introduced us, we called up the huddle. I told him, KP, since they let you go, we're gonna beat them up for you. So, that was the first thing I said to him, and we did exactly that.
I feel like that was a goal for the people had that in mind even before you said what you said.
Yeah. I mean, even when we had shoot around this morning, everybody was focused and everybody was locked in. It just was a different sense of urgency that we had in shoot around, and then it just was carryover after that. Everybody knew what the game plan was. Pat, our defensive coach, he had a great game plan for us, and we executed. And we also threw in some on defense that we just threw in this morning shoot around, and we made it work. So that was hats off to the coaches and stuff and what they did.
Since Rudy returned to play, what kind of growth have you seen?
Oh man, see him rarely miss. He's. I haven't just playing against him in previous years. Actually, just playing with him now. I feel like his game is elevating. Each and every day. He's playing great. On both sides of the ball, and that's exactly what we're looking for from him. Stay aggressive. And defend.
It is Kareem.
It
is.
Tell me more about that.
It's more about his quote, and what it says. It's about peace,
mindset. Finding yourself. Thought it was a great, quote. And Kareem, one of the greatest of all times. So it's a great shirt to have for me.
Follow up. Ever since I've heard this song on the radio, I thought of you. Push the pick.
How
influential was that song to you?
Give about 50%, half. It's a great, song. At first I was going no headband Pope, which was, I was referring it to that song, but it's a great song, I would say. I like it, The team like it. It's a great song to just listen to in the locker room before a game.
What was it like going up against Spencer?
It was great. It was great. I also told my teammates that he wouldn't come in here and get no win either. So hats off to my teammates, for just being focused and carrying the game plan over from shoot around that we had.
Go to Kristaps.
Hey, KCP, great game, great win, first of all. Is this a type of game that everybody was clicking from your perspective? How you see the game overall?
Like you said, everybody was on the same page. We just had a great carryover from shoot around. Everybody still was focused. Everybody played for one another. I want to say everybody at least got an assist, but besides me, which I thought I had an assist. But it was just great. The ball was moving, and just like I said earlier, we was out there just having fun and just enjoying playing basketball.
And with games like this until the end of the regular season, what kind of foundation you would like to build for the next season?
We just want to stay consistent. This is the most I feel like we've been consistent on the court with each other. Passing the ball, having great movement, helping each other out on defense. I feel like we just got to continue to keep that chemistry going and just play for each other.
All right, last question, Neil.
Hey, KCP, just how big is the basket feel to you right now? These past 4 games, you're shooting it really well on all your jump shots.
The basket is as big as the ocean. As big as I want it to be. Yeah. The more I feel like I'm in a rhythm, the more the ball gonna go in. I'm very confident within my shots, and I work at it. I'm shooting every day. In practice, out of practice, when I don't have practice. It's just repetition and rhythm for me.
And for Spencer, he made some comments that, he was kind of told to be more of a facilitator for you and Kuz. I guess from your sense and perspective, do you feel like that was the case, or do you guys feel like there was a miscommunication and that's kind of where things went awry?
I don't know. Maybe I if I had to guess, miscommunication. But I don't know. That's something that Spence had going on, and what the coaches wanted him to do.
Thanks, KCP.
KP, you guys got the win against your former team, and convincingly. How was that for you?
Yeah, good. We're happy. Obviously, we're out of the play-in contention, but it was a fun game. I think from the beginning, everybody had a bit more juice because of the trade and all that. For me, it was cool to compete against my old team. They know my strengths and weaknesses, and to see what they were going to take away and how they were going to play me, and just to compete against a high-level team like Dallas. So it was really cool.
Even though you seem to really like being here and playing here, was there motivation going up against a team that traded you away?
Yeah, of course. It's like, thing is, like I'm happy I'm here. I'm really but still, it's always kind of more fun to play against a former team, no matter what the circumstances were and how it happened. But it's always a good challenge, and especially a team that's so good and that has so much talent. But I think we just came out prepared, locked in, and from the beginning just kind of started building that momentum. And they had their moments where they kind of got a bit closer, but we stuck with it, and at the end we got the win.
He mentioned to us, he volunteered this, that he said to you before the game, since they let you know we're going to beat up on them before you go crazy there. Do you recall him saying that? And if he did say that, what did that mean to you?
Beat up on who?
On the Met. Win the game convincingly.
Yeah. No, I think what I liked is everybody had my back today. Like they knew it was it's I don't want to say like a personal game, but as I said, it's always fun to compete against your former team. And and everybody had my back. Pope played incredible tonight. Everybody brought it. Whoever came in played with high energy and protected the home court. Denny and Rui, I love what I'm seeing from them. They're playing hard and playing well. And yeah, it was a team effort.
What's it been like being kind of, I mean, I know KCP had the most points in the game, but you've been one of the primary scoring options on this team and developing chemistry with your teammates and winning 4 of the last 5 games, just being a central part of that.
I know. I enjoy playing with these guys, and we're missing guys also. Brad is still out, and hopefully he stays, and we can really take it to the next level going into next season. But with what we have now, we're competing hard. We're playing well. I think everybody has taken a step. Everybody in the organization has kind of upped their level a little bit, and that's what we are looking forward to. Yeah, Pope's been shooting the ball super well, and yeah, everybody's just picking up their swagger, and that's what's important, going into next season, to bring that momentum. Just like, I don't want to compare us to Phoenix, but Phoenix, what they did in the bubble, they went undefeated. They didn't make the playoffs, but they took the next level the next year, and I think it's important to finish the season strong, and have that peace of mind going into the off season, but have that confidence that, okay, next year we're taking another step forward.
Is there anything about Rui's game that surprised you after becoming teammates with him and playing with him?
Yeah, I think he was still kind of finding his rhythm early, especially when I didn't play. But now, the more I play with him, each game he's getting more and more comfortable, and I really like his game. He still has like things to learn, as we all do, but he's still young, and he still has to make sometimes the right reads. But if he keeps going, if he keeps working on his game, and brings it every night, he can be a really special player.
The areas where you mentioned, mainly decision making.
Yeah, he's really good at drawing attention. I keep telling him and people come in on his drives, and that's when he can make the next play for his teammate. And that's going to be the next step for him to find those next plays and trusting his teammates and making the next play.
A level of confidence that's important even before this game. I'm curious, many people have talked about just the dynamics of the relationship that you have with Luka and John putting into the past. What is the biggest misconception that people have?
I think that we didn't get along off the court. That we were like, there's no issue between us. We're super cool. We always hang out, and I would say that's the biggest misconception. Luka's a cool dude. He's hangs out. He's super chill, so it's hard not to be cool with him. That's the only thing I would say. But yeah, it's sometimes it just doesn't work out the way everybody expects, or the way we saw it, and it is what it is. And it was cool to play with a generational superstar talent like him, but yeah, it's in the past now, and I'm excited to be here and have this opportunity now to play with Washington.
What's the biggest or the coolest thing that you settled into since you've been here?
The coolest thing?
Outside of that.
Yeah. You know what? Like, low-key, I love the city a lot. Like, I don't know why I haven't even like seen that much of done that many things, because I've been playing, but just driving around at night, like, I don't know why I really enjoy the city. Kind of reminds me, some parts of it reminds me like Europe, some parts remind me of New York. It's kind of like a mixture of things for me, and the architecture is really cool. That's something I always enjoy no matter where I go. But I would say Washington is really the city has like good style in my eyes. Cool. Yes, sir.
Brad.
Hey, KP, good to see you again. You've obviously had a lot of time to think about it now, and I don't know if playing against the Mavs tonight brought you any closure, but how would you summarize your time in Dallas and the way it ended?
I think we had like really good moments with Dallas, and we had a lot of fun playing there. I had a lot of fun. I connected with so many people super well there, and I miss a lot of relationships that I built in Dallas. It didn't end the way maybe, or it didn't go the way everybody expected, and sometimes it happens like that in life. I don't know. I just have positive memories from Dallas, honestly. Everybody treated me super well. Mark, Nico, and it's just a part of business, and that's it. The only thing I could say is I miss the people, the relationships I built, and I miss Dallas weather.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll do last question, Neil.
KP, just what was it like talking to all the Latvian fans out there, and just did you realize how many fans there would be out there?
The Latvian heritage.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect that many people, honestly. I didn't check the stands too much today to see like the flags I usually do. Today I was kind of, I don't know, maybe like super locked in on the game, whatever, but I didn't see how many flags there were, so I didn't know what to expect, but it was really cool to see that many people to come here and support. And I didn't even know there were, that many Latvians or Latvian Americans here. So it was really cool. And I hope to see many more Latvians at the games.
And you've talked about, okay, it's still important to finish this stretch strong and things like that, even though you guys are officially eliminated. How do you convey that to the young guys that, okay, it's still about building the right habits and skills these last few games?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for them has to be natural. Those guys are, as a young guy, you're always trying to prove what you can do in the league. So there's no nights off or okay. Like some veteran players maybe be like, okay, we're not fighting for anything, but it's still everybody's very professional here from the player side, and everybody's bringing it every night. So, but for young guys, these games are just like another game, as the way I look at it. So they have to go out there, prove each and every night what they're capable of, and show to the team and to the rest of the league that they're here to stay, and they have a value in this league.
Thanks, KP.
Thank you.
All right, KP, appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.